Hey everybody, this is Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman. I'm here with Jared. You know that I was on his podcast. You might know me from there. I wrote a lot of books, but man, what an honor it is to stand shoulder to shoulder with amazing godly men and women here at this conference, and what a privilege it is to be able to talk to your audience out there, Jared. God bless you and God bless America.
Hi, this is Chaplain Ginger Howell. I'm from Reno, Nevada. I was a past person on the show on one of the episodes, and thank you for listening to Hey Chaplain podcast. It's a great resource.
Welcome to the Daily ICPC. My name is Jared Altic, and I'm a chaplain with the police department. This is a limited podcast series from Hey Chaplain, which follows police chaplains Jared Altic and Ward Jenkins to Little Rock, Arkansas, to attend the annual training seminar of the ICPC, the International Conference of Police Chaplains. This series will provide a daily behind-the-scenes look at the convention, and this is our Day 2 episode. Ward, how are you?
I'm doing all right, Jared. How are you?
I'm doing much better than I was last night. I mean, I guess we should probably start with a recap from after yesterday's recording. Recorded yesterday afternoon.
Right.
And then we went to the mixer.
Yeah.
And so tell me what the mixer was like. Just describe it for me.
The mixer was just a great time of fellowship, good food. They were giving out door prizes. It was just a kind of a time of, I don't know, us getting together and having fellowship with people at our tables. So
yeah, it wasn't quite what I was expecting. It was good, but we were seated at tables in a big ballroom.
Yeah, so it's kind of a fixed mixer to me. Like I was picturing walking around and milling around and meeting a bunch of people and talking to them and stuff, and that's not the way it went. But it was still very enjoyable. We
we sat at a table. Some people we got to know better.
Yes,
and it was good. It was entertaining, but I was struggling through it.
Yeah, you started to look really bad, and
it went worse than usual.
Yeah, worse than usual, and it caused me actually to go, hey, man, Jared, are you doing all right? You do look good, and I got pretty worried about you, to be honest with you, and I went right into prayer personally, but
I appreciate that.
You didn't look good. So
yeah, I had a headache when I was traveling in the airport. Started in Dallas. And had a headache all Sunday night. And then most of the day Monday, I had kind of just a low-grade headache. I've had migraines. This was not a migraine.
Yeah.
And migraine will shut you down for 10 hours and can't open your eyes or do anything. Right. But I was getting to the point where I didn't want to eat.
Yeah, that worried me a little bit.
Yeah.
I was sitting right next to you, and that bothered me a little bit.
I had a plate of good-looking food in front of me, and it was stuff I would have eaten, but I just couldn't. Yeah. And it just kept getting worse. So I ducked out of there fairly early. Yeah. And missed a bunch. What did I miss? I mean,
more of the same, honestly. We just kept going through the night and doing giveaways and stuff and being able to talk, and it was good. It was a nice event, but I don't think you missed anything, to be really honest. You just left a little early.
Yeah.
So,
well, I went back to my room and went right to bed and slept probably 10 or 11 hours.
Wow, good.
And I drank a lot of water because I think part of it was dehydration.
Okay.
And so I drank a lot of water and got a lot of sleep. And I woke up feeling like $1 million.
Yeah, I heard you laughing actually as I was walking up. The table is up above where I was on the lower level, and I actually heard your voice laughing. I was like, Jared's back. That's great. Yeah. Before I even saw you, I knew you were backing up and back to life. So that was good.
Yeah. So tell me about your class today. I'm really interested. I had 3 classes today and then the plenary session, but you had your continuation of your advanced class. Tell me about that.
So this course is all on how to develop a lesson plan, how to teach something. So we broke into groups. We have a group of 5 people. We sort of quasi picked a topic. Ours was teen suicide, and so we're going through the whole process of how do you develop a curriculum? How do you develop an outline to present a class on teen suicide to? And in our case, this was a group of chaplain candidates and then police recruits in the police academy. Okay. So it's kind of interesting because we pool our resources, we talk, and then we share our idea. We present our our process to the group, and then the other groups have a chance to kind of chip in and go, "Hey, did you think about this? Did you think
I
about
like that.
Yeah, and so it was very helpful.
And they all have their own topics and their own audiences.
Their own topics, yeah, and then we chip in for them on stuff that we think on. So
fascinating.
it's a collaborative process, and because we have a lot of experience in this room.
Now, clarify for me, the people taking this class will eventually be presenters for ICPC or for other.
I don't honestly, I don't know the answer to that. I can tell you that this course is the prerequisite to become a presenter. Okay. So what the process is of how that actually happens, I don't know.
You haven't submitted a resume yet to ICPC?
No. And I would have to think that so our instructor is he's a great teacher. He's got his doctorate. He's very polished. And listening to him and having him help guide us, I have to believe he's kind of the eyes and the ears for ICPC. So I would imagine he's the
talent scout.
I'm thinking so. If it was my organization, that's how I do it. And there are other people in the room that are sort of monitoring the process, that are helping us stay on task. They're sort of the business side of the group. They're there too. So there's kind of eyes and ears going on, and we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. My classes were fantastic. Again, I'm doing all the basic classes. So I'm halfway through now. I've done 5 of the 10 basic classes. Wow. And there certainly are some remedial elements to it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they'll ask several times in each of the classes, they'll ask, well, who's ever done a law enforcement funeral? Or who's ever been to a homicide scene? Or who's ever done a SISM debrief or something? And I'm raising my hand on every single question. And so I know I'm a little more experienced, or I'm in the more experienced group.
Sure.
Out of that. Because there's some other experienced chaplains in that class as well.
Well, and where you serve, Jared, is just a very active city with a lot of stuff happening. So.
Yes, we have. It's high intensity in Kansas City most of the time, and I've been exposed to a good portion of that. And so I've done the dead baby calls, and I've done the domestic violence calls, and I've been on a lot of stuff.
Right.
But I was still learning a lot.
Good.
And one class in particular on the legal aspects. Exactly what I wanted.
Oh, good.
Updated, to this year.
Yeah.
What is going on as far as Supreme Court law? What's going on as far as like state laws? It was so good.
Yeah.
And it was an introductory class.
Yeah.
There's actually another class on this subject at ATS, and there might be 2 more. There's at least 1 more other class on that same subject.
Nice.
And I was super pleased with what the introductory level was.
Yeah.
And that seems to be the recurring theme that I'm hearing, that even just the basic classes have sold people on the value of ICPC.
Yeah. And I've also thought about, because one of the other great things about being here is just being in the company of other like-minded men and women who serve as chaplains. And I got to tell you, every day, every hour, I'm blessed by somebody I bump into. Mm-hmm. I feel encouraged. I met a chaplain he's a pastor, he's a chaplain up in Iowa City, which I offered, hey, I'm not that far away. And then you told me we're like 5 hours away. So I'm hoping I don't get like a lunch invitation or something, because that's going to be a long drive. But my point is that I felt really boosted and just encouraged.
Yeah.
I get that. So it's sort of like a retreat component to the conference a little bit.
We had lunch today, and 3 of the guys there I think 3 of them were from Spokane, Washington.
Yeah.
And the guy on the other side of you was from Ukraine.
Right.
And so,
right.
He's
Very
interesting table.
Very interesting. Yeah. So, crazy. And we've got a whole contingency here from Haiti. Mm-hmm. And they sing beautifully at worship in the morning for chapel, and it's amazing. It's cool. So.
That's excellent. So tell me about the plenary session that we just went to.
So the plenary session was Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman. He's a tremendous author. He's got some really great books out there. I think every cop should read one of these at least.
Yeah.
And I think chaplains should too, because they really speak about the spiritual component of warfare. And he talks a lot about prayer. He's a strong believer. So today, and I wasn't really sure what to expect from his presentation today, and it was really more kind of a current event of the fabric of society on our homicide rates and on suicide rates. And the things that he was pointing out were geared toward, we're not getting enough rest. Rest is a lack of rest is a common theme for all kinds of things, including post-traumatic stress and suicide ideology and mental illness. And then on the other side, he was talking about the homicide rate, how the numbers look like they're down in the nation, but medical technology keeps getting better and better. I have a tourniquet that I carry around with me. Yep. My son, who's a police officer in Kansas City area, I know he's saved lives because he comes home and tells me that he threw tourniquets on people.
But that's a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it's really good that we're saving lives, but it masks the problem.
Correct.
And because that homicide, if we had that many homicides, we'd probably start changing things.
Correct.
But we don't. So
right.
we don't.
Yeah. And that was one of Colonel Grossman's points was, no children have been lost to school fires. We have thrown money into making our schools fireproof. Mm-hmm. And in his, and I haven't vetted this, but he says half of the cost of a building goes into fire code. It's probably true when you think about materials and everything else, right?
It's believable, yeah.
And that how much are we really putting into school security? And we lose a lot of kids every year to school violence, and we're basically saying lock the doors. That's really what we've done.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a good message. We want to get this out. We want to carry this out. People, check this out, Google it, see if the numbers check out, and spread the word, and let's start talking about it.
Yeah. Now, I have a theory that Lieutenant Colonel Grossman is following me around the country because this is the 5th time I've heard him speak.
Is that right?
And in fact, I've heard this exact presentation once before.
Okay.
And the homicide stats, though that I've heard a couple times. And he's really good. I was sitting there and I was like, oh, I've heard this one.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, it's actually still pretty compelling. He's just a good speaker.
It is.
He does a fantastic job. Very compelling. Very, it's kind of a little bit inspirational. It's very moving on like an emotional level, and he's got the intellectual thing down,
right?
Because he's throwing out stats and putting up charts and all that kind of thing. I am concerned for him, though, as he gets up in age a little bit,
right?
That he tears off those sheets of paper. He's going to slip on one of those, and he's making me nervous. Yeah.
I don't know. He's older than me, and he's hopping up and down off the stage without using the stairs. And if I tried to do that, you'd be calling the paramedics for me.
He's outstandingly fit.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much. All right. Well, tonight we have one more event for you and me.
Yeah.
We're going to the president's reception.
Yes.
And so we're going to meet some of the international guests and some other VIPs.
Right. And I hear maybe chaplains from Israel, which I'm really piqued by.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what that's going to be. I've never been to one of these before. And frankly, I'm not that important. So.
I don't know. We have somehow fooled them into thinking that we're important. They're like,
right.
Ooh, it's the podcast guys. And like, they have no idea.
None.
We are pretty average chaplains from Kansas City. But we're going to rub elbows with the important people.
I do like the suggestion we got that we could record our podcast in front of this giant poster if we wanted to. And I just looked at the guy and said, you understand this is a podcast.
Yeah.
There's no visual.
It's not a video. Everyone thinks if it's not on YouTube, it's not real.
Right.
And this show is on YouTube, but it's just the audio.
Just the audio. But thanks for the thought anyway. It's nice.
We don't need a backdrop.
No,
not at all. Not at all. Well, Ward, I look forward to that, and we will come back tomorrow and tell everybody about it.
I'm looking forward to it, Jared.
That's fantastic. All right. From Little Rock, Arkansas, this is Jared Altic with Ward Jenkins, and this was the Daily ICPC from Hey Chaplain. And as always, pray for peace in our city.